Welcome to GBC Updates for Friday, the 22nd of January. Again, got a handful of things just to let you know about, keep you up to date on in terms of things taking place in the life of the church. Let me begin by letting you know that next Sunday, the 31st of January, we kind of return to our ministry year, shall we say. A lot of our ministries that are able to get back started will be getting started shortly after that, including our youth ministry, our playtime ministry, and hopefully our children's ministry. I say hopefully because at this point in time, as the restrictions stand right now, we can't have more than 100 people in our building. So on the 31st of January, which would normally be our kind of first service of the year, kids ministry back in, we will not be holding a kids ministry separate from our services. So if you have children, more than welcome, of course, to be a part of our on-site services, but they'll have to be in the service with us. We are kind of waiting to see where those restrictions go in the days and weeks to come, and we'll keep you updated as best we can. Please do make sure you stay across our social media platforms, because that's the best way for us to be able to communicate any last-minute changes. For those of you who are thinking, oh, it would have been nice to be on site, but our kids are a little bit too young, it might be a little bit hard, why don't you consider inviting another family to join you, as long as there's less than 5 of them, and be a part of that launch for our year. It's going to be not only the start of our ministry year, but also the launch of our theme, Go and Make Disciples. I would really love for you and a number of families to be a part of that as we kind of launch where we want to go over the course of this year, begin to talk a bit about where we feel God is leading us. So just be aware of that as we head into the new year. Last Sunday at Wyong Baptist Church on the Central Coast, Brett Robinson was commissioned into his new associate pastor role there. Jodine Watling was kind of our official representative. She went up and took part in the service itself, grabbed a whole bunch of photos. If you haven't seen them on social media, do grab a look. If you want to watch the whole commissioning service, it's actually on Wyong Baptist, their Facebook page. You can have a look at that, see what they did, the role that Jodine played in that as well. And again, just continue to pray for Brett and for Jem and the family. This coming Sunday, we're going to be farewelling Mark and Nicole Coleman as they step into a new role at Ashfield Baptist Church. Mark will be stepping into that role in March, but finished last week. So we pre-recorded an interview with them. That'll be part of our service. Mark will be on site on Sunday, all 3 services. I believe that Nicole and Alexander will be there, at least in the morning. The evening's probably a little bit tricky at this point in time, but make sure that you're a part of either the online service or on site to be a part of their farewell. With all of our on-site services, registration is really critical. Registrations close on Thursday at midnight. So we really hope that you have already registered, but that you continue to register moving forward. Really helps with our COVID-safe planning as we move forward. In terms of farewells, you're aware that Jodine Watling has also resigned. Her farewell is actually going to be on the 14th of February, so you'll be hearing a little bit more about that in the days and weeks to come. And one of the kind of, we've been talking a lot about, Brett moving on and Mark moving on and Jodine moving on, but we've also had a couple of people who have started. We introduced you to Kat Lewis, who will be stepping into our youth and young adults ministry. She'll be starting in early February as well. And we are just this week posting a job opening for a children's coordinator. It's a 3-day-a-week role to oversee our children's ministry, not only on Sundays, but to help oversee our scripture programs that we are involved in, to oversee things like Winterfest, and to help families disciple their children. So if you or someone that you know is passionate about kids, passionate about families, passionate about helping them follow after Jesus, and would like to be a part of our team 3 days a week, you can find the role description on GBC Links. I believe there'll be a link to it in this week's e-news, and it'll be on social media as well. If you still can't find it, you're really passionate about that, just email the office. We'll make sure that you get a copy of that. If you know anybody, please pass that on to them as well. Outside of that, I don't think there's much more to bring you up to speed on. We're still trying to make progress as we move closer and closer to being kind of in our regular service times on site. We are, of course, committed to continuing our online service at 9:30. I really encourage you to be a part of our community faith at whatever level you are able to. We're really looking forward to the year and all that it holds. One last thing, just that had slipped my mind earlier. We are still looking for other people to be involved in volunteering volunteer roles. In particular, COVID marshals, cleaners, and children's volunteers are pretty critical areas for us, particularly as we move closer and closer to regular on-site ministries. So if you are particularly child safe in terms of our policies, or are willing to go through that process, which is not all that laborious, we'd love for you to be involved as well. GBC Link's Serve tab gives you the access to the role descriptions, what we are looking for, and whether or not you will be able to fit into that role. Until Sunday in particular, when I hope to see you either online or on site, God bless.